It's time we talk. It's time to be honest about marketing intelligence, attribution, and measurement, because it's a lot. I know. That's why Funnel, already the industry's leading marketing data hub, recently revealed our revolutionary measurement offering within business and enterprise plans. I am excited, and so should you be. But we warned this video is more like a therapy session, a man shouting at a marketing cloud, but at least I have a better idea of how much rain is going to fall because of Funnel's new measurement tech. If you didn't know, Funnel is now marketing intelligence, evolving so you can turn that mountain of fractured, siloed data into agnostic, all-inclusive intelligence, collectively benefiting everyone, from channel specialists, strategists, and client directors to the CMOs responsible for, I hope, driving unbiased collaboration, enthusiasm, and change, please, between correlative teams and stakeholders, marketing or otherwise, to drive the profit growth we all need for that pay rise. Now, our current attribution tools via ad platforms, customer engagement platforms, and web app analytics tools are still part of the solution, obviously, but marketing needs a more holistic approach. We need to enhance our tools' strengths, mitigate weaknesses, and aggregate our historical data, insights, and ideas into unbiased and overarching analysis that an entire company can leverage, not just disparate marketing teams, all of whom already have different attribution challenges that fight with each other. Marketing attribution will always be a proxy to juggle, let's be honest. It'll always be a boat on choppy seas, but at least with Funnel, the sails are up, and we're going in the right direction. Firstly, I know some of these attribution challenges are not a worry for many brands. If you're smaller with a less noisy media mix, or you're only e-commerce, testing and optimizing might be easy. Traditional analysis and a good marketer may be all you need, and that is great, but the more complex a brand gets, the more necessary an all-inclusive attribution tool is. I've been in this industry nearly 10 years, and as a global agency's former head of social, I can confirm that attribution was the bane of my performance marketing career. Even when educated about industry-wide technical challenges, third-party attribution tools like Google Analytics are still often a company's only way to analyze cross-channel digital data and conversions, be strategic, and promote apparent successes, at least to the unknowledgeable stakeholders that can naively lead budgeting discussions astray. Now, I know, Mr. Investor, that it's your money, but please trust your staff. They'll make you more of it, even if you don't actually understand certain topics like attribution. It's okay not to. Personally, in agency life, I would have to optimize and analyze with my ad platform data, which is skewed in itself in order to drive incremental value, but success would never show up in GA, obviously, due to issues of cross-device, browser, consumer paths. There are so many issues, but that's a different video. These tools have their obvious strengths and uses, but with attribution and bureaucracy, we seemingly have become too tired to vocalize and work against their weaknesses. My discussions on attribution would be long, like this video, and understandably confusing to the uninitiated and lack buy-in or trust. This was especially so when I actually started optimizing towards campaigns with a lower ROI in Meta, because I knew the strategy was more incremental, because the channel via the optimizations was no longer taking credit for purchases that were already going to happen via other sources. I had the test to prove it, geotest, A/B test within CRM and RFM segments, but my data was still siloed, only useful to me or my team when it could have been so much more. I was often only able to knock at the locked door of attribution habits. And this proved even harder when trying to implement full funnel marketing plans that prioritized upper funnel algorithms and push for creativity, branding, reach, not last click conversions. Honestly, performance and integrated solution orientated media planning is simply stagnated because attribution and measurement are taken so literally. Many clients reach the point of diminishing returns far sooner than they understand, but as long as everything looks okay, anything else is simply seemingly considered additional work or stress, even if the results could be better and the work more fun. And I'm talking within normal working hours here too, because I am not working overtime, just saying. This juggling act between technical attribution, challenges, testing, media planning, and stakeholder bottlenecks, as well as retainers that actually didn't even allow me the time for the education needed to collaborate and strategize properly, simply significantly hampered potential revenue and at the very least made progress really, really slow. We probably all know this story. I know, it's complicated, I know, and the challenges are different for every brand, I know, or vertical, I know, and every country, I know. It's no wonder attribution apathy permeates the market. And that's not even considering all the other parameters like creative quality or messaging, branding itself, offline channels like TV, seasonality, competitor actions, weather, politics, societal triggers like recession, or a channel's actual incrementality versus linear attribution. The reality is that even when I could quantify that Facebook, for example, was undervalued in analytics tools by up to 90% on last click conversions alone, literally, the logic still wasn't enough to justify the sweeping strategic changes a proud client needed to drive increased incremental revenue from their marketing budgets. As they say, old habits die hard when marketing budgets are involved. And from those challenges, there's one quote that has stuck with me throughout my career. It's the famous 1976 line by George Box, the British statistician. All models are wrong, but some are useful. Now, this attribution ideology is still a sound mantra in my opinion, but somewhere along the line, with the advent of digital attribution, we seem to stop thinking so critically. We got lazy? And despite platforms continuing to deliver insights in the same surefire way, the underlying data is simply becoming increasingly fragmented and incomplete. And this started years ago with mobile and apps themselves, and then there's a decline of third-party cookies and privacy-driven reforms like GDPR and ITP, and all of these are steadily eroding the quality of data paid algorithms themselves and you rely on to optimize, strategize, and drive your company or client's revenue. And this will obviously lead to uncertainty in strategic planning and leadership meetings. It's simply just harder to trust the conclusions you might understandably decipher from a dashboard graph. And it's no wonder that at Cannes this year, it was estimated that like 6% or only 6% of advertising drives any value at all. It's time for change. This is the call to arms. Understanding what truly drives results requires a new approach. To better understand performance, marketers must now adopt a more holistic measurement ideology. Again, like ad platforms, customer engagement, and web analytics tools, all of that stuff are still part of the solution. They are incredibly useful for channel experts and concurrent teams. I use them every day, but the reality is that marketing attribution was already difficult years ago. It's just seemingly easier to ignore and feign trust now. And because of that, I've subsequently experienced a lot of ignorance in this industry. I've had agency directors literally tell me to stop discussing attribution with clients because it was too complex and time-consuming for the retainers we were paid for. It was worth our time, it was. But on the contrary, agencies were often excluded by their clients from important data points as perhaps legally they weren't allowed to share it with them. I've seen brand and performance teams competing, perhaps subconsciously, for the same media spend and actual conversion numbers, almost encouraged by naive management, instead of working together towards a common test or business goal like actual back-end revenue and actual profit. Such data often wasn't even transparently available to the wider team in a dashboard or something, especially offline sales and revenue, never mind actually integrate into ad channels for optimization or even correlated alongside the actual media activity. And brand teams themselves often miss out there too due to the lack of short-term correlation with conversions. And so I've seen media plans and fantastic creative concepts die so spend could be optimized towards brand search or something that would logically not drive long-term growth. And of course, I've also had some clients just blindly trust expensive branding activity or offline activity, wasting money that could have been used better elsewhere. And I've had agencies, bosses and clients, everyone potentially, ignore difficult conversations because their bosses, even more senior staff, were too stuck in the past and understandably, by the way, naive to be challenged on the tech that once worked so well. Change was considered rocking the boat as it potentially caused disputes between siloed teams in search and social, for example, who were happily optimizing away with skewed data. Personally, I thought this was more a C-suite issue, but it needs to stop. In today's environment of tight budget scrutiny, having a flexible set of tools and approach to measurement and strategy is not just helpful, it is essential. For me, it's just been so frustrating to know there was always another way. If I'd had retainer time, for example, to manually pull cross-channel data into a hub, or access to an actual data hub like Funnel that could easily aggregate all that marketing data for analysis, Or if I had access to a data science team, so something overarching like marketing mix modeling were more accessible, and even better, if there were a SaaS product I wouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg for. And that is why Funnel integrated marketing measurement and attribution into our already industry-leading marketing data hub. They have heard my call. Now we know you will still use our platform, web and app, and customer engagement analytics tools as some of our most popular connectors, obviously. But when trying to plan cross-channel budgets across multiple teams and stakeholders, whilst attempting to optimize towards incrementality, agencies and brands need a solution that can cut through historical challenges and biases and present the insights you need to plan ahead and test new strategies, new optimizations, and very likely evolve internal processes surrounding those advanced insights to ensure they actually stick and don't get lost in this cross-team bureaucracy. Marketing insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It's time to think differently with Funnel and play a gambit, which in Jess describes an opening in which a player risks one or more pawns, maybe your current attribution tools there, to gain an advantage in position. I'm being pretentious with a chess reference, I know, but agencies and brands, you need to play an attribution gambit. You need insights that will allow you to confidently drop old habits, even if it may be contentious, because your competitors probably haven't, and that's the advantage you need for a marketing checkmate. Funnel's checkmate is called Unified Marketing Measurement, or UMM, and it utilizes advanced triangulation, which is a relatively new and unique approach to marketing measurement. By integrating marketing mix modeling, or MMM, multi-touch attribution, and incrementality testing, Funnel delivers robust, cross-validated insights. It leverages each methodology's strengths while simultaneously mitigating the disadvantages, and this will subsequently allow you to leverage each channel's strengths whilst mitigating their disadvantages. Importantly, as with any attribution tool, it is not an objective fact. You should know that, but it minimizes biases, reduces over-reliances on a single methodology, and provides a comprehensive view of your marketing efforts. Importantly, and really importantly, it should allow you and your marketing teams to more effectively collaborate towards a common goal, aka creating real value. I emphasize this as obviously Funnel's new marketing measurement is not a literal strategist. You should argue with it. Advanced measurement should always be viewed as a proxy for testing, as a platform for confident change. To do that, measurement like MMM or UMM needs to be accessible and transparent. It needs to incite discussion in every channel team, and it needs to always be viewed with positivity. New insights should inspire innovation. That's your job, managers, directors, and CMOs. Inspire it. Maybe it shouldn't have to be that way, but it certainly helps, doesn't it? And I emphasize that again because UMM may tell you a channel is overvalued, despite exemplary work from the channel specialists who were just working with the data they had. Such conversations may feel difficult or a knock on historical efforts, but this is wrong. Those moments are not, I told you so, or why were you doing that? All insights are positive and forward-thinking, whether they drive the desired result or not. The result is still a new baseline for further testing creativity. And such unbiased, all-inclusive analysis as UMM should be viewed as fuel to innovate and circumvent the industry challenges our traditional tools simply can't illustrate, which have led us astray, as well as build trust in CMOs or investors who need a tool that can visualize statistically complicated measurement insights with ease and confidence. UMM will help direct the subsequent conversations and improve decision-making, but you need again, to collectively buy into what marketing intelligence and measurement really is. It isn't an objective fact, it is the holistic way to measure media success and plan for the future. And this attitude should also importantly ensure you don't become too overly dependent on UMM either, because time spent on discussing potential reasons for performance, both good and bad, should not outweigh the enthusiasm for new opportunities that the insights provide. That's what I hope Funnel Marketing Intelligence and UMM's legacy is, that it finally sells change to the cynics who thought it was never necessary. Over to you. If you like this video, let us know what topic you want us to cover next in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel where you'll learn more about digital marketing, marketing data, analytics, and data visualization tips and tricks. All the good stuff, all the great content you need to shortcut your way to being a better marketer.